Hey everybody, I'm Ash, and this is Andrew.
Hey everyone, how you doing?
Today we're going to be giving our thoughts on the first of the Doctor Who 60th anniversary specials, The Star Beast. Andrew,
Yay!
what did you think about The Star Beast?
I loved it. It felt like a complete return to form for the show. It felt like being back in 2008 again with David Tennant and Catherine Tate, but not just that, the overall feel, you know what I mean? And the Murray Gold music, it felt like we never left that era. I'm not saying, well, obviously, I'll pretend Smith's, Capaldi's, and Whittaker's era won't exist, but it just felt like we never left that point in the show. So this feels like a real continuation of that. So yeah, I love it so far. Although I do have a few issues, but I'll get into those a bit later, I think. What did you think, Ash?
I 100% agree. Like, I was surprised at how well both David, Catherine, and even I forgot Sylvia. What's the actress's name? Jacqueline something Hill.
Jacqueline King.
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 All of them just slipped right back into the roles. It's exactly what you said. It felt like, well, in 2008 all over again. But at the same time, you did feel like time had passed. It wasn't just like a rehash. It just felt like seeing old friends again. It felt the chemistry was still there, especially between David and Catherine. Like from that first scene, it was like classic Dr. Donna scene, very,
Yeah.
but it wasn't just nostalgia baiting. It felt new, but it was like a continuation. I guess that's the best way of describing it. It was a continuation, not just a rehash. The spark was still there. The energy was still there. The new opening titles, when I was watching them with my girlfriend Claire, we were like, our jaws literally dropped. We were, I like it when the Doctor Who logo came up. We're like, oh my god! So we hit the ground running from there, and it was just like an amazing experience all the way through.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was a beautiful title sequence.
And speaking of new things that Shooty may or may not keep, what do you think of the new TARDIS interior?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, there's a look of ecstasy if ever
I've
I've seen one.
I have lots to say about it,
Uh,
but to keep it simple, I love it. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. I love the classic futuristic white of the TARDIS. I like that it changes colors. I love the round things, obviously. I love the panel of, what do you call it? The steps, or the rails? Ramps.
Man.
Yeah, the ramps, yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Oh my God, there's so much potential for, like, I don't know. That console room has potential and I love it. And I love the doors that lead off to other parts of the TARDIS, the round doors. I have a feeling they're going to open like in a Star Wars ship, have to go.
Yeah.
That would be really cool. So, yeah, I think it's probably my favorite console room design alongside the original Russell T Davies console room. And of course, this one too, which is the Fugitive Doctor's TARDIS.
I think it's definitely the biggest one we've ever had. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I might be wrong, but it definitely looked like the biggest that we've actually seen. They're really hammering home the bigger on the inside concept to the extreme now. You can feel the space just goes off in every direction. It just feels like I might say it was a little bright, but like I'm not complaining. As if I have to nitpick, I'd say it was a little bright. But I do love that it's gone back to the classic white. Like we've sort of dabbled in it a bit over the last few years. You got like Clara's Diner TARDIS, and you had a Fugitive Doctor's TARDIS. You had a few different little dabble, and even like Capaldi and Smith's second TARDIS was sort of like kind of that bluish white sort of hints. So like we've been dabbling with it, but now we've gone full white again, and that's pretty cool. I keep describing it as a perfect blend between classic and modern, and even the console itself looks very classic in its design, but it's got a coffee maker in it.
Yes, coffee maker.
Which I didn't like. I don't know. I wasn't that keen on a coffee maker. It wasn't like I hated it, but I was like, oh, okay. But then I felt, okay, that's there purely so they can have Donna spill some coffee on the console, and
Oh yeah.
But yeah, in general, I loved it. Like, I'd like to think that was David's genuine reaction, just running around screaming, because like I think that's what I would do if I walked into that console room.
Yeah, I would too. I'll be like, oh my God, I'm in heaven.
But the Sonic Screwdriver. What do you think of the new Sonic Screwdriver's features?
I love the design. I hate the fact that it built that shield.
Okay,
You know
good.
where you
I'm
go-
not alone.
I
I,
hated that. I
I,
remember just sitting there thinking, "Oh my gosh,
I,
are you serious?
I was getting ready to
That's how
have
you're
to.
gonna do it."
I was getting ready to have to play devil's advocate because I thought, yeah, that I rolled my eyes at that scene. Like, I already wasn't keen when he did the like little holographic display. I was like, oh, we're doing that, are we? And then when he did the
Yeah.
shields, I just rolled my eyes and went, okay, okay, sure.
The little visual scanning thing I didn't mind because I guess when over the years when the Doctor scans something with a sonic screwdriver, we don't see what he
Hmm,
sees. So I guess that's sort of visual representation of what he's seeing,
that's a fair
if you
point.
know what I mean.
And
Yeah, I think that's the point of it. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, I thought, oh, okay, that's an interesting. I mean, it's rather than saying it through dialogue, it's shown to you. You know, show don't tell. But when the shield thing came up, I thought, nah, that's too far, too far.
it feels like a big cheater from now on. The Doctor can just throw up a shield or two, like so. And as it is, people
Hmm.
have complained for for decades that the sonic screwdriver was a magic wand, that it was overpowered, and now they've just taken it to the extreme. So,
Yeah, I
unless
know.
Russell's going to do something fun and like I don't know, somehow it's going to be kind of ironic in some way, and like he's going to do something unexpected. But as it stands now, yeah, not a fan. What did you think of Beep for Me?
Loved Beat the Meat. Where I thought the meat was so cute, but obviously that worked into the character because meat Beat the Meat was manipulating everyone around him. And of course, when he reveals his true colors and he goes, the hell with this, and like his face just changes, and I was like, scary actually.
They
He
did it
went from
so
being
well.
cute. He went from being so cute to being terrifying in just a span of what 0.0 seconds.
It was done so well, like because I was like, I knew I knew that the twist that was coming. I knew that his whole deal, but like I thought I was impressed with how well they pulled it off. That because we all knew he looked cute from the pictures we've been seeing, the footage we've been seeing, but I was impressed that no, he actually looks genuinely psychotic and scary when he lets his true colors shine. Like, the hell of this. And I think saving the twist for later worked better because like it is a nice little it's really effective. It's really fun. Just him like, the hell with this, like I'm done
Yeah.
pretending. Just it's fun. What did we think of Rose and the Noble family? So what's Sean? Sean Temple? Yeah, Sean. That's
Yeah, Sean Campbell. Yeah.
because we only saw
Uh,
him briefly before, didn't we?
I'm glad they actually brought him back because I was kind of worried that they would write a story. Oh, they divorced off screen
Yeah.
or something like that. But Rose, I really did like actually. But yeah, she's a really good actress, and I thought she was really good as his character. And I like that they made that character trans because there was a bit in the episode where she's walking home with Donna, and these boys on bikes are just they're going past and going, hey, saying nasty things to her,
Yeah.
right? Which, unfortunately, that happens in real life when it comes to trans people. Yeah, we never see that side of a trans person's life, if you know what I mean.
The negative
Or at least very rarely, I find, and especially the Doctor Who thought, let's show the harsh side of,
the unfortunate reality that people have to go through.
yeah,
Which it's not pleasant, but
yeah,
it's also you're
that's
not doing any favors by ignoring it and pretending it doesn't exist. So
exactly, and I do respect Russ, and people are going online going, oh, it's too woke, it's too woke. I'm like, no, it's not. Like, did you see that bit?
like I have times when like I'll roll my eyes at things and think, okay, certain things I'll roll my eyes at whatever. But this I thought was all handled very well. Like there was nothing to
I
like.
agree.
Like I never once thought, okay, we're getting preachy or anything like that. It was just, it was just
No,
an aspect of
yeah,
her character that was being, and it tied into. I thought it tied in really well with we find out that Donna had passed on the meta crisis to her daughter or her child, and that sort of, so she essentially had like the Doctor and Donna in hers. It sort of all made sense.
that's
Like
it.
it was like it
It
was all
did.
very, and when she was able to get some clarity on her own self that like, oh, this explains about why I've always felt this way because like it helped her to understand it. So I thought it was all done really well. It was tied in really nicely, and
Yeah, I agree, definitely. Yeah, 'Cause,
I'm not gonna.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that all made perfect sense. I know a lot of people might see it as a Deus Ex Machina. Am I pronouncing that correctly? But
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty well done, as a matter of fact. if Donna, despite Donna's memories being erased of the Doctor Donna or the Meta Crisis, doesn't mean it's still in her. It's still in her. So, I think it makes sense for Donna to have a child, and that the child gets some of that Meta Crisis energy. And the fact that that's how Donna survives, that Donna doesn't die because, she passed on some of that energy to Rose when she was born, or when he was born, and it was she. But I thought that made perfect sense. I thought that was really well done.
I thought that was fine. I just thought that then the next bit when they just said they were going to let it go, and that I thought was, if I'm being honest, I thought that was a bit of a weird rushed conclusion to that. I thought, okay, so now we're at a state where Donna has her memories back, she's alive, but now it's sort of still a threat, but her and Rose both sort of need to have it dealt with, but it can be it'll be okay for a bit. So I thought, okay, maybe over the course of the next 2 episodes, the Doctor will be trying to figure out how to fix them properly. But then they just sort of went, oh, we're letting it go. And I thought, to me, I thought that was like,
that was a bit.
I still can't quite understand what that was meant to mean. To me, it's like, okay, I do fine with Donna passing it on to Rose and sharing it. That was fine. But then when they just let it go, I just thought that, I wasn't a fan of that. I thought that was a bit of it came out of nowhere, and I thought, okay, I thought we were going to carry that on for the next 2 episodes, and it was so that being one of my nitpicks, but
I'll agree with that. Because
perfect.
I don't think any episode of Doctor Who is immune to rushed endings, if you think about it. Because I guess they thought, well, we want Donna to be the companion for the next 2 episodes, so let's just get rid of it. But because when she said "let it go," I immediately went, that Frozen song. But overall, it was a pretty decent episode, I thought. It was a nice start to the 60th anniversary, but I have a feeling the next 2 episodes are going to be better, because I think this one had a lot to set up, so that's why it may be a little bit generic to some, but it did have a lot to set up, and obviously, I had to establish who the 14th Doctor was and why he has the face back, and obviously who Donna Noble is. So, now they've established all that, we know who these characters are, we can go into the next story and be a bit more experimental, do something new, which apparently the next one, I keep forgetting the name of the title.
Wild Blue Yonder.
Yeah, it's a good title, actually.
I like it. It's my favorite title out of the 3, I think.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, it's a beautiful one. But apparently that's going to be a really dark episode, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what... Apparently there's a rumour that Matt Smith and Peter Capaldi are going to reprise their roles as antagonistic versions of their Doctors and taunting the Doctor and Donna.
Literally just saw that, just before we started this call. I saw that was a rumour, and I thought, because people have been saying about how this is the one where we're probably gonna get cameos, or this is gonna be a real sort of 60th anniversary sort of stuff, references and cameos and whatnot. I'm hoping the next 2 episodes really ratchet up the actual 60th anniversary-ness of it all, because as much as I love the Star Beast, I did think it didn't really it felt like a great episode, but it didn't feel like a 60th anniversary special necessarily. It was a great episode, but I hope that we get the next 2 episodes will have a bit more of a celebratory element, something a little extra just to give it that anniversary feel. Hopefully,
definitely. Fingers crossed.
But it's like I said, I try not to try not to be one of those people who's just never happy and complains all the time. I'm thankful. This has been off to a great start so far. It's I hope we get to see Wilf. I believe Bernard Cribbins, may he rest in peace. I believe he did film scenes, so hopefully he'll. They were meant to be going up to see Wilf at the end of the episode, so hopefully we'll be seeing him. Right. Probably in the 3rd episode, I assume. But
hopefully he did film some scenes. I know because there are behind the scenes pictures of him in a wheelchair. So I have a feeling that he'll appear. I don't know whether he filmed all his scenes before he passed away. I'm not 100% sure, but I reckon they'll use every last footage of him from that he actually did film. So I'm really excited to see I'm really excited to see Wilf. Hopefully in a couple of weeks.
I did love seeing the Doctor's reaction thinking about Wilf, like, when she said when he's no longer with us, and you can see just even it's nice to know that even after all this time, like he's got that face again, but he's still lived through centuries of life as in the interim, but he's still got that love for Wilf, and I think he even said I loved him, like and even for Donna, like you can see that genuine love is still there even after all this time. He still remembers, it's you think about like 11 spent like 1,000 years on Trenzalore. He spent like a lot of time traveling since then, but he's still got that place in his hearts for Donna and Wilf and presumably all of his companions,
Yeah, I think it was amazing that love is still there, and I actually laughed out loud when Donna said, "He's not dead, you idiot." I thought that was a really good comedic scene, but obviously I knew that was going to happen. I was like, yeah, I don't think Wilfred's dead, unless I thought, actually no, sorry. And then I thought, oh, well, maybe they refilmed it because maybe they didn't have enough footage with him. But no, they've established he's still alive, and they're going to visit him, which I think will be awesome because, I want to see Wilfred one more time because he was a brilliant character and a great TV granddad. He was perfect, and
I'm praying that we'll get to. I'm sure we will see him, even if just briefly. A nice way to say goodbye. Well, one last thing I wanted to say too. I suppose I should mention, like, as an adaptation of a comic, I think it worked pretty well. That they used the original Star Beast story within a new context pretty well. Like, I think that it had the recognizable elements from the original were there, but they managed to weave it into a new context. And I think like, I know majority of people probably haven't read the comic or weren't familiar with it before, weren't familiar with the story or the character of Beep or whatnot. But I think for those who have read the original, I think it's it brought enough to life from the original then give you a little bit of like nostalgia. I've seen a lot of people, like a lot of older fans, saying how like, oh, it's like 12 years old again in whatever, seeing Beep the Meep come to life, and I think it worked. It was a nice adaptation within a new context. It worked really well. But yeah, so
I suppose that was the 60th anniversary element for that episode, was the adaptation of that comic.
Well, that's how.
But hopefully we'll get a lot more.
Well, that's like I can see it from a point of view, but he's adapting a classic beloved comic, so it is a 60th anniversary thing, and then we are getting a first Doctor villain back in the final episode. So that's why I'm hoping the middle episode will give us, maybe some cameos, maybe some little like something else to play with. Speaking of the Toymaker, I didn't think of this. My girlfriend Claire, actually, after we'd watched the episode and I was driving her home, she made a comment about how, Rose is a toy maker. She makes toys. And my mind just went, I did not make that connection. And like,
oh my gosh.
I thought, is there something that's gotta mean something? Like, I know we already got the sort of reveal for why she makes the toys in the episode, but it cannot be a coincidence that she is making toys when the villain of these specials is going to be the Celestial Toymaker. And I just looked at, oh my god, how did I not make that connection? Like, so then my mind starts spiraling. Like, is she? Please don't tell me she's not real and she's been made by the toy. Like, she's one of the toy maker's toys or something, or like she's an avatar of the toy maker. I'd be very sad. I'll be very sad for Donna if they do something like that. She's already lost one fake family.
There's even theories that the whole 3 specials is the toy maker's game. Like the 14th Doctor being the 10th Doctor's space and things like that. What if it's all within the toy maker's world and the Doctor just doesn't know it?
Like, I know I've had so many discussions with people about how far is it going to go in terms of like how much of this is the toy maker? Like, has the toy maker been manipulating them from when Donna and the Doctor first met? Was there a generation caused by the toy maker? Like, it's weird because we've only got like a week and a bit before we'll find out, but it's still sort of crazy to think of all the possibilities, and like most of our theories are probably going to be not true, but just interesting to see how far they're going to push it.
Well, I can't wait to see how they conclude it. I mean, and how it'll pass on into Ncuti's era, But I think there's a lot of exciting stuff to be for Doctor Who at the moment, I think it's a great it's a great time to be a Whovian right now. I think now more than ever.
100% agree. I think this is the beginning of a new era for Doctor Who. I think we're leaping forward. We've gone through some rough patches, but I think we're sort of finally getting back up to where we ought to be. And I think that it's hopefully going to just continue that momentum forward.
Definitely, absolutely.
Hey, any other final thoughts before we wrap things up?
I don't think so. No, I think I've said all I needed to say. No, I think that's all for me.
All right, Ben.
What about you?
Well, same here. I think we've covered it pretty thoroughly. So, I think with that said, definitely. I think we'll sign off here and tune in for our review of Wild Blue Yonder.
Yay!